Well, this feels more like a Tesla-only story when you look at just this fall in EV sales for them that they're suffering across Europe, down 45% in January. The wider EV market in Europe up 37%, so rivals are catching up and performing.
Behind the closed doors of the world's largest car manufacturers, a real sensation has taken place that could completely change the course of the entire automotive industry. Imagine this. Two titans of the global automotive industry, the head of Toyota and the CEO of legendary Swedish hypercar manufacturer Koenigsegg, didn't just comment on Elon Musk and his company Tesla, they openly mocked him, calling into question the entire empire he has built over many years. These harsh words are no longer hidden in the shadows. A leaked audio recording has spread through closed industry circles, causing a real shock and a wave of discussion among experts and investors.
Does that help Tesla? I mean, you had Tim Waltz, who's a huge jerk.
What caused this unprecedented conflict? Why has a company that was recently hailed as a symbol of innovation and the future of transportation now found itself at the center of criticism, with its shares losing hundreds of billions of dollars in just a few days? We will see how Elon Musk's ambitious plans have collided with the reality of production delays, quality issues, and increased pressure from regulators. We will find out what internal storms and conflicts are currently raging at Tesla's headquarters, where team morale is falling and public attention is shifting to Musk's scandalous tweets and controversial statements.
Spray paint to vandalize and make a statement. People in Southern California are getting notes on their Teslas, calling them complicit Nazis for owning electric cars.
At the same time, competitors are not resting on their laurels. Toyota is preparing a major offensive with a new series of electric models, promising revolutionary solid-state batteries that can double the range and cut charging time in half. Koenigsegg, despite its elitism and narrow specialization, is releasing the Gemera, a hybrid hypercar with power that dwarfs even Tesla's most ambitious projects. They are operating quietly, without unnecessary fanfare, but with technical superiority that commands respect, even from Musk's most ardent fans.
Outperforming as well in some cases, doing better than Tesla. And you just have to think, how much more is this a sustained issue for Tesla going forward, given the fact that you have Elon Musk, who's been very forthright in his opinions, particularly weighing in on politics, particularly in Europe. We've just had the European elections, which Musk has been very focused on. But across the piece, when you look at the performance for Tesla in Europe, it's not just in small countries. A lot of countries where Tesla has been performing badly, including in Germany, in the UK where it has been lagging, and Spain as well.
Will Tesla be able to maintain its status as an innovator and technological leader? Or will this story mark the beginning of the end of Elon Musk's era in the electric vehicle industry? Will the extensive supercharger network, in-house developments, and loyal community of fans help the company emerge from the crisis? Or does Musk risk losing not only the market but also the trust of millions? Today, we will take a detailed look at all these issues, from the sensational leak to the latest strategies of competitors and internal struggles at Tesla. Get ready for a candid and in-depth analysis that will turn your perception of the future of electric vehicles and the man who once seemed unstoppable upside down. Stay with us, because things are about to get really heated.
Running around on stage with the Tesla stock price, where the stock price had gone in half. And he was overjoyed. What an evil thing to do. What a creep, what a jerk. Like, who derives joy?
Over the past few weeks, an incident has occurred in the closed circles of the automotive industry that has instantly shaken the entire industry and changed the perception of Tesla itself. It all started with a secret meeting organized at one of Tokyo's most prestigious hotels, where the leading figures of the global automotive industry were invited. Among them were the head of Toyota, a corporation with more than a century of history, and the head of Koenigsegg, a Swedish hypercar manufacturer that has long been synonymous with engineering excellence and exclusivity. These two titans, representing completely different approaches to car manufacturing, came together not just to exchange technical views, but to discuss the future of electric transport and, as it soon became clear, to express their opinions about Tesla and its charismatic leader, Elon Musk. What happened next shocked everyone.
That's from the European Automobile Manufacturers Association. People just choosing with their wallets to not buy Teslas because of that Musk-Trump association. And actually here in London, an activist group called Everyone Hates Elon actually have been hacking bus stop signs with posters. I actually passed one yesterday. First, I wasn't quite sure what was happening, but it said the words 0 to 1939 in 3 seconds. Illusion here, 0 to 60 in like 3 seconds or something. But this poster was alluding to the start of World War II, and the image was of Musk giving that hand salute that we saw at Trump's inauguration that many have attacked as a Nazi gesture. Musk, though, has neither admitted or denied what he was doing. But we're seeing the knock-on effect of that anti-Musk anger across Europe and in terms of sales.
During the closed-door conversation, the heads of Toyota and Koenigsegg made extremely candid and even derogatory remarks about Elon Musk. Their words did not sound like constructive criticism, but rather like outright mockery of a man who for many years had been a symbol of technological breakthrough and a visionary in the field of electric vehicles. In one episode of the recording, which later leaked online, the head of Toyota ironically noted that Elon Musk is no longer a genius, but rather an outdated example of technological mythology who has stayed on top for too long thanks to hype. The Koenigsegg boss, in turn, made a harsh comparison, calling Tesla's promises a show of illusions and projects such as the promised Roadster and Cybertruck unrealized dreams that don't even pass basic engineering checks. These words were so harsh and unexpected that one of the meeting participants later called what was happening a real roast of the industry guru, which became a popular meme in closed circles.
I mean, the things that he's doing is not trying to make America better. He's ruining our infrastructure, every department in our government he's ruining, and he's right now destroying our economy. He's taken away all of our allies. We're a pariah in the world.
The leak of the audio recording caused a real storm. The recording quickly spread among industry professionals and began to be discussed in specialized chats and forums. For many who had previously regarded Elon Musk and Tesla with almost religious reverence, this came as a shock for the first time in many years. Tesla appeared vulnerable and was subjected to open ridicule at the highest level. Previously, competitors, even while acknowledging Tesla's technological leadership, tried to remain diplomatic and restrained in their assessments. Now, however, the situation has changed dramatically. Toyota and Koenigsegg demonstrated clear superiority and even contempt, which could not be ignored or dismissed as anything other than a signal of a paradigm shift in the industry.
Well, you will hear people over in Europe say the new Model Y, the Juniper, could be a difference maker, but that's been in that market now for more than a month. And you would think that you'd see a greater snapback if it's going to be a difference maker. Look, we could be wrong. It could be a difference maker once you get the sales for April, May, and June. But when you have a country like Norway, I think the sales were down something like 11% there. I mean, that's a very savvy EV consumer in Norway. And that's long been a strength for Tesla. Very small market, not huge volume, but I think almost all of the vehicles they sell there are electric. And they embraced Tesla long before others. And, the reports there are not encouraging.
Elon Musk himself, upon learning of the leak, experienced deep stress and, according to insiders, in the first hours after the news broke, literally slammed his laptop shut with such force that the sound echoed throughout the office. Tesla began a series of unscheduled meetings with leading engineers and top managers to discuss not only the consequences of the leak, but also the company's overall strategic direction. Internal sources report that there was an atmosphere of growing uncertainty and even panic among the company's employees, as the realization that major competitors were no longer afraid to openly criticize Tesla was perceived as a serious blow to the company's reputation and morale. According to one employee, "Our competitors are no longer afraid of us. Now we are a vulnerable target in their eyes, and that is a serious blow to our internal confidence."
A 371, most were saying 350 to 360. Now they're coming in at 336,068, production of 362,615. So for some point of reference here, you're going back to Q2, maybe Q1 of 2022 in terms of the last time that they had production this or deliveries this low for one quarter. So again, Tesla deliveries worse than expected at just over 336,000 deliveries in the first quarter. Guys, I'll send it back to you.
That's horrible. Can I just ask Phil, how about the Cybertruck? How's that doing? You got a little inventory there in the Cybertruck?
Elon Musk became more than just a CEO. He became a cult figure whose ambitious plans and bold statements created an atmosphere of technological wonder around Tesla. He promised to introduce robotaxis, fully autonomous driving, and revolutionary batteries that would revolutionize the electric vehicle market and technology. His charisma and ability to influence markets through social media strengthened the faith of investors and brand fans, pushing the stock price to record highs. However, behind this glittering facade lay serious problems. Mass production of the Model 3 faced constant delays and difficulties. The build quality was criticized. The autonomous driving software needed refinement, and regulators in the US and Europe were beginning to tighten controls over Tesla's advertising and statements. Despite Musk's ambitions and statements, reality often threw up tough challenges, missed deadlines, technical glitches, and pressure from competitors.
Canada, the largest supplier of steel to the U.S., slapping new tariffs on $20 billion worth of U.S. goods that are sold in Canada. And the 27 countries of the European Union imposing retaliatory tariffs on up to $28 billion worth of U.S. goods sold in Europe, including Harley-Davidson motorcycles and Kentucky bourbon. President Trump with the Irish Prime Minister visiting the White House today. The president suggesting his tariffs won't stop here, saying, "Of course, I'm going to respond." And tonight, right here, the new poll showing 56% of Americans disapprove of President Trump's handling of the economy. The number's even worse now on the president's tariffs.
It was at this point that Toyota and Koenigsegg began to actively strengthen their positions. Toyota, cautious and calculating, developed a strategy for a large-scale entry into the electric vehicle market with innovative solid-state batteries that promised to double the range and significantly reduce charging times. Koenigsegg, on the other hand, focused on quality and power, releasing the Gemera, and a four-seater hybrid hypercar with a total power output of over 2,300 horsepower and acceleration to 100 km/h in less than 2 seconds, leaving the Tesla Roadster far behind. Their approach, based on silence and technical perfection, contrasted with the loud announcements and scandals surrounding Tesla.
We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started.
He praised all the domestic actions he has taken so far on immigration.
And I deployed the U.S. military and Border Patrol to repel the invasion of our country.
And spending cuts.
We are draining the swamp. It's very simple.
At the same time as its internal difficulties, Tesla began to face tighter scrutiny from regulators. The U.S. Department of Justice launched an investigation into Tesla's claims about the capabilities of its full self-driving system. Suspicions arose that the company may have misled consumers by exaggerating the level of autonomy of its vehicles. If the allegations are confirmed, Tesla faces heavy fines, restrictions on advertising, and increased scrutiny. European authorities have also tightened controls. Several countries have already introduced restrictions on the use of terminology related to autonomous driving, and drivers are required to inform passengers about the current capabilities and limitations of the systems. All this has seriously undermined consumer confidence, which has been reflected on social media and specialized forums. Users began to complain en masse about the build quality and unpredictable software performance. Brand fans became increasingly skeptical about Tesla's ability to maintain its leadership position, especially given the slowdown in innovation and Elon Musk's unfulfilled promises.
After Trump imposed those sweeping 25% tariffs on aluminum and steel imports, the European Union retaliating with tariffs on up to $28 billion of U.S. goods. Trump making it clear this isn't over, vowing to respond in kind with sweeping retaliatory tariffs early next month.
They're doing what they should be doing, perhaps, for the European Union, but it does create ill will. And as you know, we're going to be doing reciprocal tariffs. So whatever they charge us, we're charging them.
Canada also striking back with new tariffs on $20 billion worth of U.S. goods, mostly steel and aluminum, but also computers and sporting goods.
While Tesla struggled with these difficulties, its competitors wasted no time in building up their technological advantages. Toyota, previously perceived as a conservative and slow player, unexpectedly emerged as a leader in electric transport. Unlike Tesla's noisy marketing campaigns, the Japanese auto giant has opted for a strategy of quiet and systematic development. By 2027, Toyota intends to introduce 15 fully electric models covering all market segments, from compact city cars to large SUVs. Production will be localized in several regions, including the US, Thailand, and Argentina, which will allow for effective management of risks associated with tariffs and logistics and ensure fast delivery to end consumers.
Tesla shares have slumped by more than 9% amid a fall in sales in Europe. The electric vehicle maker posted lower sales across 5 European countries, including France and the UK. Joining us now to discuss this is CBS News foreign correspondent Remy Inocencio. Remy, why do we believe these sales are dropping? What's driving that?
Sure. Well, Errol, basically what Elon Musk has been talking about over the past, say, few months, ever since Donald Trump's election back to the White House, that has been fueling this anger, this frustration, some even say disgust towards Musk, and they're taking it out on Tesla. Tesla now feeling the pain. But because of what's happening here in Europe, Tesla sales fell by nearly half across the continent just last month, 45%.
Toyota's main technological breakthrough is the development of solid-state batteries, an innovation that could radically change the rules of the game in the electric vehicle industry. These batteries promise to increase the range to 620 miles on a single charge, more than twice that of current Tesla models, and reduce charging time to 20 minutes. According to insiders, Toyota has already conducted successful laboratory tests and has begun pilot production of these batteries in preparation for large-scale manufacturing. What's more, the Japanese company plans to license this technology to other manufacturers, thus strengthening its influence not only as a manufacturer, but also as a technological leader in the industry.
Worse than expected, 336 and 68 vehicles, 336,068 vehicles delivered in the first quarter for Tesla. For a point of reference, the street was expecting, the street account was expecting, based on analyst expectations.
As a result, while Tesla is battling internal crises and growing pressure from regulators, its competitors are playing a systematic, well-thought-out game of increasing their technological lead and strengthening consumer confidence. These events pose a serious challenge for Tesla. The company must not only address its accumulated problems, but also restore its leadership status through real quality, innovation, and strategic planning. If this does not happen, Tesla risks losing not only the market, but also the loyalty of its fans who have believed in Elon Musk's dream for so long. In this new scenario, players have already emerged in the electric vehicle field who are not going to give up. Toyota and Koenigsegg are demonstrating serious technological advances and commanding respect with their achievements, forcing Tesla to rethink its priorities and business approaches.
Over the last couple of months. But the other thing that this could potentially be is an attempt at readjustment or correction by the Trump administration, in that one of Trump's closest kind of allies and supporters, and someone who's clearly very influential in the administration, is coming out to kind of push back against the recently implemented policies. So I'm thinking, or maybe hopeful is the right word, that this might be a signal that the administration is considering walking back some of those policies.
Despite all the challenges and growing competition, Tesla still has significant assets that could form the basis for the company's recovery and future development. One of its most important advantages remains its extensive network of supercharger charging stations. Today, it is the most extensive and reliable infrastructure for electric vehicles in the world, with more than 50,000 stations located in key regions of North America and Europe and Asia. This network not only provides convenience and fast charging, but also serves as a powerful marketing tool, strengthening customer loyalty and creating a tangible advantage over competitors who are still struggling with infrastructure. Some major automakers, such as Ford and General Motors, have already signed agreements to share this network, confirming its strategic importance to the market.
KTLA Samantha Cortese joins us live with more on the wave of vandalism in protest of Elon Musk and his role in Washington. Sam?
Hi, Sharon, Micah. The ATF and FBI are collaborating with federal, state, and local law enforcement to investigate acts of domestic terrorism surrounding Teslas.
Vertical integration of production is another strength that sets Tesla apart from most other manufacturers. The company designs and manufactures key components in-house, including batteries, electric motors, software, and even its own AI chips for autonomous driving systems. This level of control allows Tesla to innovate faster, optimize costs, and maintain product quality, while many competitors are forced to rely on fragmented supply chains and third-party manufacturers, which slows down processes and increases risks. According to unofficial sources, one of Tesla's secret divisions is developing a completely new lithium-ion battery technology with increased energy density and reduced cost, which could radically change the rules of the game if successfully implemented.
Hey Diane, this investigation really just beginning, and one of the key elements will of course be the surveillance video, and investigators potentially have a lot of it to work with as they try to figure out what caused this fire. We know that surveillance footage has been turned over, including video from each of the cars, which could prove vital to understanding what happened here, because each vehicle has its own camera system that works even when the car is off, and 16 cars burned in this fire, and right now investigators don't know what caused it.
Another important area for Tesla is Tesla Energy, which manufactures Powerwall home batteries, solar panels, and large-scale energy storage and distribution solutions. This business has expanded significantly in recent years, especially in markets with unstable power grids, such as California, Australia, and some European countries. Here, Tesla products are used to prevent outages, balance peak loads, and reduce costs for both residential and commercial consumers. Although this area does not attract as much attention as cars or autonomous driving systems, it plays an important role in the company's sustainable development and helps shape the energy future, making Tesla a more diversified and sustainable business.
But they are not ruling out the possibility that this was arson. At the same time, as you just mentioned, there are groups that have been organizing ongoing and peaceful protests at Tesla dealerships around the world. These demonstrations targeting Elon Musk and his affiliation with the Trump administration. Also, Italy's prime minister is said to be close friends with Musk, and there were reports that Teslas have been vandalized in her hometown in Italy. Diane.
Tesla faces a difficult choice: continue to fight for every market share, risking its reputation and losing trust, or adopt a new strategy focused on long-term sustainable development with an emphasis on quality, innovation, and transparency. This decision will determine not only the future of Tesla itself, but also the overall direction of the entire electric vehicle market and technology in the coming decades. While some eagerly await new announcements and breakthroughs from Musk's company, others are preparing for a new era in which Tesla will no longer be the undisputed leader. In this battle for survival and legacy, much will be decided in the coming months, and we will be closely following every step of this exciting story.